Welcome to Break Free to Brilliance podcast, where heart-centered entrepreneurs, visionaries, and everyday heroes in your backyard are helping the world break free to live life more purposefully, one story at a time. I am Seema, Giri, your host, an award-winning author, entrepreneur, and holistic lifestyle strategist. Today's show is sponsored by Uplift Media. For strategies on how to break free to your brilliance and get your free gift, 10 ways to live a dynamic life, visit seemagiri.com. Today our special guest is Jōs Hanan. She is the CEO and founder of Promote Her Business International. She's also the co-author in our upcoming book, Break Free to Stand in Your Power, releasing June 17th. Today I have a very special guest, Jōs Hanan. She's one of our co-authors for our powerful book that's about to be released in June 17, 2020. We're called Break Free to Stand in Your Power. It's an anthology with powerful co-authors coming together to give inspiration and an example of what they've gone through and how you can also get through your challenging times, including the challenging times that we're currently in with COVID-19. Before we get started with this wonderful interview, I just want to do a quick grounding exercise to get us present to the moment and see what's being called on upon our heart to hear from Jōs today. So just close your eyes and take a few deep cleansing breaths. Now, before you got to listening to this podcast and coming for this interview, you have so many things to finish off. It's early morning, so just let go of all of that and just bring yourself totally present. Just sink into your seat and just relax. There's so many activities and appointments you have after this interview, after this podcast. Just promise them that you will get to them as soon as you're done over here, but right now you're not going to think about it. And just let that go and bring yourself fully present to the here and now. And check in with yourself. I don't believe you're here as a coincidence. You're here for a reason. You're here because you needed to hear something, a message that Jōs is going to be telling us today. So look into your heart and see what is that, what is calling on your heart right now, and lean into that. Take a few more cleansing breaths. Let go of anything else that's in your mind and open your eyes. Welcome, Jōs. Jōs is CEO and founder of Promote Her Business, but she always says you can call me Jōs. So Jōs's passion is to help promote women entrepreneurs and male allies. Welcome, Jōs. It's so wonderful to have you with us today.
Thank you for having me. Speaking on breaking free and standing in our power is one of my favorite topics.
Wonderful. So why don't you tell us, would you like to add a little bit more to the quick introduction I gave about you?
Sure. So one of the reasons I was so excited about participating in this anthology was because I see so many people out there who have great products, they have great services, they have great ideas, they want to support their kids' fundraisers, but they're frustrated because they don't know how to stand in their power in terms of really promoting something in a way that's most effective, where they're working smarter, not harder, to really give whatever they're promoting the spotlight that it deserves.
And I can really, attest to that. It's so difficult, especially when you're an entrepreneur. You have to wear so many different hats and you're trying to do everything. And if that's not one of your strengths, it becomes really difficult. And you're actually, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, you're actually marketing yourself on a day-to-day regular basis, aren't you, Jōs?
Absolutely. You're constantly marketing whatever is important to you, whether you're getting buy-in from your boss or you're getting buy-in from your kids, probably the hardest people to get buy-in from, or you're getting buy-in from your network about maybe you have a favorite nonprofit and you're trying to promote the cause that they're doing. And we can, all of us, we have an expertise. We have something that we are gifted in. No matter if someone's officially declared that you're gifted or not, I'm going to tell you a secret, you are gifted. And that, whatever that gift is, deserves to be promoted in a big way to the world. And just because you're gifted in one area doesn't mean your gift is in promotion. And that's why it's so important to seek support and learn more about the best ways to promote yourself so that you can do it more effectively and also be a role model on how to do it and still be your authentic self.
And I think the term that we are more used to, especially if you're not in business, if you're a stay-at-home mom or you're working, the terms we usually go by is persuading and convincing and winning, right? It's all the same thing, same concepts that we utilizing that. So Jōs, why don't you tell us about the name of your chapter and what experience your readers can look forward to?
Absolutely. So the name of the chapter is The Smarter Way to Promote Yourself. And what you can look forward to is, if you are currently promoting anything and you want to do it more effectively, you want to stand out, and you want to work smarter at it, this is the chapter to read. What I talk about is, I start with my experience of being a Girl Scout and selling cookies in the Chicago cold, where it was so cold I couldn't even feel my fingertips as I'm ringing the doorbell and ringing the doorbells in my cute little Girl Scout outfit. And then I went on to get a degree in marketing and a minor in women's studies, which is probably the most major thing I've ever done, is supporting women. And, and then I took that knowledge and I created an organization which is all about learning the best ways to promote yourself. And so this chapter is really building upon the best practices that I've learned over the past decade and have shared with our Promote Her Business community. And these are lessons that really I wish I would have known that would have made me more effective as a Girl Scout promoting cookies back when. That's what you could expect.
Wonderful. And I think that's such an important element to really learn and embrace. And what is going to be interesting, I think, is that people will understand that they don't have to be an extrovert to do effective promotions. I think that's one of the main, that was one of my things that was holding me back. I was like, I'm not an extrovert. I can't do this. But is that the case? What is your experience?
Absolutely. I mean, really what makes you great is that what really makes you great at promotion is that you have something you believe in, that you're passionate about, and your message is more important than your self-doubt. Your message is more important than your self-doubt, because a lot of times we use the terms extrovert or introvert as something that's limiting us from being all we can be. If we're an introvert, oh, I can't talk to people because I'm an introvert. And I get it. I'm an introvert too. I definitely can, I need my time to reflect and I need my time away from people. But that doesn't mean that I can't be an excellent promoter and be one of the best speakers and be out there and blogging and interviewing, right? Because my message is bigger than my discomfort. And I think that's like a big thing, is you have to put in perspective what you want to promote. And if it's important, we want to put that above our own discomfort. It's the only way to grow.
I love that. I think that's a tweetable message. Your message is more important than your doubt. And we don't realize that. And you're actually being in service Because if you have something on your heart that you want to share, that means you're called out for that and it's required in the world. So Jōs, how do you think Break Free to Stand in Your Power anthology is going to help even more so now during this COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, I'm going to answer that question from two perspectives, both from the holistic perspective and from my piece as an expert contributing to the solution. So the way that I see it with COVID is there's two pandemics really going on. There's a pandemic that's a health pandemic, but there's also a fear pandemic going on, right? Like, what's going to come next? And everybody's in what if, and what should we do? And we have no control. So if there was ever a time where something could ground us and make us feel better about our situation, it's us getting in touch with not what we don't know and what we can't do, but what is in our power. How can we break free from the unknown? How can we break free from the pandemic called fear, right? And the way we do that is by getting different perspectives, because the question of how do you break free to stand in your power is not a one sentence answer. It's really like this big puzzle. Picture it like a puzzle, right? And all the experts in this anthology all come at it from our own expert perspective. And Seema's done this amazing job of getting very diverse yet holistic perspectives of how to tackle standing in your power. And so all together, collectively, we fill in the solution, right, to this puzzle. And my piece of the puzzle is really looking at the pandemic from a business perspective. And there's a lot of questions. I'm going to have to pivot my business. I'm going to have to learn how to promote myself online. I'm going to have to show up differently. Maybe I never had to be on video before, or learn Zoom, or, figure out how to network virtually. Well, now that's something I need to look at. And so, how do I overcome fear and put my message first over my self-doubt, so I can be successful and stand in my power? So that's why I think it's important to read it, and not just my chapter, but I think it's really important to get the whole picture and how all the chapters build to you being your best self.
You've said it really beautifully, Jōs, that this is actually a holistic approach. The 18 co-authors that are part of this are from various cultural backgrounds, various age backgrounds. We even have our youngest is 19 years old, giving her perspective from male, female, to wide variety of challenges that people had to go through. So I think this is coming at a right time where it gives people hope and faith that this too shall pass, and get very important practical tips that they can implement right away. And that's one of the reasons that I'm compiling this Break Free to Stand in Your Power, is because when I was going through my health issues, when I was bedridden, there really wasn't any other people's experiences to go by. It was just hit and miss and trial and trying to do things on your own and really not have a community. So this is actually creating a community and people to know that they can get through whatever it is and they're not alone. So that's really, really important aspect that you touched upon. What is the one tip that you would like to give to our listeners that they can implement right away?
The one tip I would give, and this is also something that goes back to something I learned in Girl Scouts, is to make tech your friend. If there was ever a time to make tech your friend, and that when I say tech, I mean technology and virtual technology, now is it. When I was in Girl Scouts, we used to always sing, "Make new friends, but keep the old," and I will stop singing. But technology would be to get a better recording of that song. But, you know, it's to make new friends, but keep the old. So now more than ever, it's important to stay in touch with your network. From a business perspective, the less they can see you, the more they need to see you. The less they can see you, the more they need to see you. So you have to do things you didn't do before to stay in contact with your network and remind them, hey, I'm out there. And also, you know, it's not just making new friends, but it's also, you know, it's keeping the old too. So it's both sides of that, and doing it virtually, which is so important. And if you're somebody that's been hesitant about, let's say you've always been promoting yourself at live networking events, you know, now is the time to really try out virtual networking events and look for the opportunity, not just the challenge. Because I think our first reaction to tech is to be, oh, it's scary, I have to learn something new. But also look at it as, what's the opportunity? Like in our Promote Her Business community, when we do virtual speed networking, something we couldn't do in person is easily show people like our website or something. So let's say I'm promoting my daughter's, quote unquote, my daughter's Girl Scout cookies, okay? Like what I could do on Zoom that I couldn't do in person is I could share my screen. I could go to the campsite and show you pictures of where my girl will go on a trip, giving you buy her cookies, right? So look for the opportunity in the tech, not just the challenge.
Look for the opportunity. And you know, this is a perfect example of what you and I are doing. You are sitting in sunny California, and I'm coming live from New Delhi, India. I came here for a short visit, and because of COVID-19, international flights have been stopped as well as domestic. So we took the next best option, and because of the technology, we are able to continue doing the interview and doing our business and doing getting our book done. Everything is on schedule. So look for the opportunity. I love that tip. Thank you so much, Jōs, for joining us today. I'm so excited for this book coming out June 17, 2020. Do join us at that time. And Break Free to Stand in Your Power, as we said, is a compilation of 18 authors coming together, 18 experts coming together, giving you their true story of what they went through and quick implementations that you can actually add and get started with. So thank you again, Jōs. Looking forward to the launch and see you soon. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you for joining us for this interview. I hope you've gained some insights and/or tips that you can implement right away. For more interviews like this, please visit us at seemagiri.com or visit our YouTube channel, Break Free to Brilliance with Seema Giri. Until next time, have a great day.